Hi, I'm Jag, the producer, director, and writer of the feature film Dowry. Before I tell you what the film is about, I feel the need to tell you what a dowry is. So a really long time ago, parents would give their daughters an amount of gold and money when she got married. Today, dowry is against the law in India, yet it's a growing underground business all over the world where grooms and their families are now demanding this dowry. And the demands are becoming quite astronomical. Sadly, the impact on women is quite tragic. For every 10 dowries, 3 women die all over the world. After a year of researching the topic that has become really dear to me and spending 2 years of writing the script, getting through pre-production, and finally even shooting the film, I'm finally ready to talk about what the film is about. An underprivileged South Asian family has a wedding to plan for Mausam. Mausam is one of the 2 sisters. Her sister Gia is in a wheelchair, and this is considered a bit of a blessing because they barely have enough dowry for the one wedding. So things take a turn when Gia also falls in love and wants to get married. She too demands a dowry. This causes a family feud. The 2 sisters battle over this handful of gold and money, and Gia is faced with the scorn of her grandmother and her sister, and only having really the teetering support of her mom to be able to get married. Finally, Gia decides that she would donate the little money she earns as a music teacher and give it towards Mausam's dowry. And unfortunately, this is still not enough. This is a self-funded project with the help of some really dear friends. It's a super micro budget, and it has a very small but amazing team that's helped me get through the shoot. The beautiful thing is that everyone has taken away something really personal to them from being a part of the story. And I'm gonna let you hear from them.
Do you want your fingertips to be solid red, or do you want a design? I think solid red.
The Yadav family is very strong on tradition, and being in that, myself as an actor, was incredible because I got to experience what it would be like to be a traditional Indian, in a traditional Indian family. And you know, the dynamic, because I'm in a wheelchair, and seeing the way everyone looks down on you in that family because of that, it was painful. What's extremely shocking to me is the fact that dowries even still happen, and the fact that they can demand so much.
Dharma he's an accountant, and he's the kind of guy that really believes in the Indian family. On camera, it was almost natural to have this weird relationship. And because I'm questioning or trying to understand how you fall in love with someone in a wheelchair, because obviously I don't understand it, and he is so purely in love with her. So that to me, when I saw that happen on camera, it's interesting, and it makes me like Gia, the character, more and want to get to know her a bit more.
I'm Victor, or Vic. I'm better known as Vic.
Welcome, Vic.
The experience was very interesting. It really allowed me to explore a much softer side of myself, a character who really paid attention, very, very, very particular with fine details, loves to work with his hands, but artistic. When I was doing research for the character and research on the script, the story really did stick. When the audience watches the film, I really want them to look and see the characters, the development of each of the characters. Everybody starts at a certain point, and everybody ends at a very different point from when they started. And it is something to take into account and see how some of these characters do apply to people, or how multiple aspects of multiple characters apply to the audience, and just how the impact on different generational values can really influence what people believe for future generations. And that's a lot of responsibility.
Sakshi is the mother of 2 grown-up daughters, and she is a widow. She was widowed very early, so she has led a hard life. It takes a really strong person, emotionally strong, to be able to hold on to a secret like that. and really not let on that what has happened with her, just to maintain the dignity and the peace in her family.
As the composer, I think I was lucky enough to get a unique perspective on the character development in the film. We had lots of discussions with the director, and the music was intended to support the character and add another dimension to the personality of one of the leads, which is the character Gia in the film. It was also important to have the discussions with the director so that you could follow the character development for the film and really understand what's happening. And a credit to Jag for putting this together, because this whole story is done in a completely different way than other films in this space. And that's allowed me to do interesting things with the music as well. For example, one of the things that we did in this film was we actually scored a few scenes before they were even shot, because there was a concert scene in the film, because Gia's character is a music teacher and she performs in a concert, and so we got to score that even before we shot anything. And then what became really interesting was when we're planning all this together, we decided that the themes that musically that carry through the film should permeate everywhere. So for instance, a perceptive viewer, which will be you when you watch this film in the theaters, is that you'll hear the musical melodies referred to in that concert scene in other places of the film. And it sort of weaves the whole story together. And I think it's really important to note that because of that, this film has a completely different voice than a lot of other films in the space. It's completely unique, and yet it's still touching upon a really important social issue. It's basically an underbelly issue that this film will bring forward into the limelight. And I think you should all support this campaign for that reason. So click on the buttons that are somewhere down there on the screen and send us your money.
A frantic scene, right? So even in editing, the shots are very quick, like short this, short that. You know,
We've gotten through the shoot, and here's where we need your help. We need your help with the post-production, which is a monster of a task in itself. We still have to pay for editing, sound mixing, original music, submitting to film festivals, press kits, releasing the film. We're hoping to submit to not only film festivals across Canada, but also the US and the UK. And we're hoping to do this year. This film has a statement to make, and I really do need your help in finishing this journey. And it's been quite an incredible journey.
So you guys literally have 5 minutes to eat this cake, and then we're shooting in the prayer room.
So some of the art that was actually made on set for Dowry will actually be a part of our Kickstarter campaign. They're all handcrafted by yours truly, and it would be amazing to see the support, and I would love for each and every one of you to have one. So please help support our campaign, and you'll be rewarded with beautiful handmade art.
I would be very excited to say thank you to all of you with all the incredible incentives that we've put together that are quite personal to me, and I'm sure that you would all enjoy as well. This underground business of demanding dowry is something that I don't want to have remain as underground anymore. I consider this film as my platform. So I'm going to leave you with this. If you had to pay a man to marry you, would you?